Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Slipways, where today we're going to be doing another tough, unquirked run, but I had an idea, so I picked around here for a sector that was going to let us test it. I was trying to distill sort of my experiential thoughts of the game down into some basic principles. What are some good ideas for refining play? And the thing that I found myself boiling it down to is that, broadly speaking, planets are bad. This is maybe stated that way, maybe sounds like a bit of an oversimplification. Planets are bad. Active trade routes are good, and planets are sort of a necessary evil on the way to having active trade routes. And obviously, that's not 100% the way of things. Like, your empire size score category totally matters. But, every planet that you settle is costs. It has upkeep costs, and it contributes to your administration costs. And the value doesn't come from the planets themselves, mostly. The monetary value doesn't come from the planets themselves, but rather from the routes, from the movement of goods. So you're trying to maximize your score per planet, maximize value per planet on a bunch of different metrics, right? And I realized something. On one of the most important metrics, we've never actually gotten all the way to maximized. So, the thing I was looking around for was post-scarcity. I think we're going to go for this. I think this time, let's try to get a planet to legendary. If we could do this early, and by early, of course, I'm not talking about early, but before 3420 or something. The fact that it increases the planet's trade income by 50% is going to be pretty relevant, right? With 6 import routes, the base value, the actual hard number of trade income is going to be pretty large in the first place. So a percentage increase on that, it feels very significant, right? So, this is my whole plan. That's the only idea I had was today we're going to play on tough and we're going to try to make a legendary planet happen. I did want to talk about one other thing, though. Do the Dunder have the trait this time? Okay, they don't. But I wanted to talk about the perk that we used last time from them that makes you not pay upkeep on food and people worlds. I realized, while thinking about it today, that I wasn't 100% sure how it worked. I had a thought, but upon testing, it turns out I had made a bad assumption. I figured that it probably paid for the base upkeep cost of the people or food world, and also for the administration cost that people or food world generated. When your empire size goes up, you start paying that per world per year cost, $1 at 8 planets and then $2 at 16 planets. It turns out that the Dunder perk does not pay for the administration costs related to the planet. It only pays that base upkeep value, which I think makes it horrible, makes it a very, very weak perk. At the end of yesterday's game, we had, if I counted correctly in the video, 12 people or food worlds. It seems like people worlds almost always have an upkeep cost of just 1, and food worlds an upkeep cost of 2. So even if we're probably looking at $18 to $20 that trait was shaving off. And now granted, that's per year, so it is a kind of a large amount of money over the course of a full game. And early on, it is consuming a pretty large percentage of your total upkeep expenditures, because when you're setting up your initial loop, you're gonna have a food world in there, you're gonna have a people world in there. So maybe I'm underestimating it a little bit, but it seems to be quite bad. I think it would be much more competitive if it also paid the administration costs, because realistically, it's up against stuff like the Vittori science perks or, the Dunder prosperity. It is clearly not in the same class as any of that stuff, right? So it might be the case that we don't take that again. I do notice the Dunder have their legendary thing as well. This seems so much more difficult, so insanely more difficult. So who do we think is going to be well suited to this task? Who's going to come along with us? We have the ability to get goods out of remnant planets. I actually think this is probably very, very good. What do the Vittori have? The Vittori do have quantum computing, which I like a lot. We have scholars. We have Xeno studies. You know, we've not really used this, but I wonder. One of the things that makes me a little leery of building a lab early on is that labs have a pretty high upkeep cost. It's like $7 a year or something. So if the cost of a Xenolab is more in line with usual planetary upkeep costs, like 1 or 2, this could be a really good way to start your science up early on. It is not clear to me. My assumption from the way this is worded would be that it does not affect Xenolabs. But I don't know. It might, I guess. Maybe we'll test it. And you know, actually looking at it, like, the Xenolab generates more science from that combination of single worker plus water than a normal laboratory would. Although it hurts a lot that Remnant and Primordial are such valuable world types. I don't know, we're going to bring them on. I don't know if we'll take this necessarily. Like, it's very hard for me not to want to take scholars. So what did the Dunder actually have? They have disease eradication, which is good. Genesis cells, also quite good. I mean, they have cool stuff. Car have extra minerals. They have the gravitic tugs, which is pretty powerful, but aside from that, it doesn't necessarily feel like there's a lot of value here. I do like void synthesis as a way of maybe turning on post-scarcity. That's an interesting idea. And what do the Sylphid have for us? Well, they have quantum sensors, which obviously I'm way into. Mass lensing is really cool. We also have harvest already. It's probably worth noting. So we have a lot of ways of dealing with planets that are inconvenient. We actually also have transpose on this this setup. Microforges are cool. Flexible fabrication is fine. We make good use of that usually. So if we're talking about getting post-scarcity and potentially early enough for it to actually for us to benefit from the trade income off the world, we probably need to be pushing science pretty hard this run. So we're definitely going to want scholars. I love scholars. And then it's like, do we take joint factories? Or novelty traders makes it so much easier to get people worlds leveled up. It's like that versus experimental tech, I think. Let's try it like this. So, a lot of really cheap technologies this time out. I mean, obviously I want to start with quantum sensors. We know that I love that. You know, xenotourism is maybe actually worth considering as well. We're only going to get one of these two. Well, we're certainly not, even if we were taking Xenolabs, we're certainly not taking it right now. Wow, that was a lot of worlds. So we have some food sources here. Let's scout out a little bit more. I want to see if there are any more mineral worlds nearby. Okay, there's a remnant world right there. So like this world as a people generator seems pretty strong. We could go swamp generates biomass, biomass makes food, and then we can send people out to the remnant world to get goods, and we could get this world leveled up very quickly. Although, I do suppose there's a little bit of a problem here in that we don't actually have that many places to send the people. Yeah. Once we have one person out to generate biomass and one person out to do this, there's nothing else in the area that would benefit from Well, 2 is enough, right? And then we can set up a lab somewhere at some point in the future. It's probably good enough. All right, so let's start setting this stuff up. We don't want to create the goods yet. That's the thing we want to do after our tasks. But I think everything else we're going to do in this cycle, we can just go ahead and get on. Because we cannot get tasks related to any of it. So an import hub. That's a little awkward because ordinarily people worlds make really great import hubs, but the Earth-like world is not going to have a third input. We're not planning to make any robots, and we're not planning to do a lab immediately. So that really sucks. That's a lot of really bad outcomes there. Is there a chance I could get a third input to this? There isn't. Right, the only other thing around is that. I suppose technically, yeah, we could get goods from here, depending on what's over there. Let's try to figure out what's over there. Okay, so still nowhere that we would want to send a person. And nowhere that's going to generate anything that we can receive. So this is doable. It's probably not going to be this world that we do it on, though. And then, I mean, like, robot production is a thing that we often need to produce food. How quickly are we going to establish that lab? Probably not very quickly. All right, we can do that at least. Get enough trade going that we have a full 8 points of trade income off of this world. Look at how impressive it is. And then I don't know. So we would need food or goods coming in. It is technically possible for us to produce food on this world. Although, never mind, that's actually out of range. Goods from this world would work. Like, this could be producing minerals or robots. Probably robots, given, you know. Then we make goods here. We send them there. That completes one mission. All right, let's scout over here a little bit. We need to know what is coming out of these. Not a lot of sources of people. Not easy ones, anyway. Alright, so we can get biomass from here. We need a source of food in the region, and you would think that you would use your robots to get that, but they're not well positioned for it. That's not too bad. We can't get people to here to make robots, though. So where is the food actually going to come from? I guess the food could come from here. That's right, we do already have biomass that can reach this world. But we do not currently have a way of getting robots over here either, especially if we're planning on using this to fuel that. Oh, no, wait, sorry, I'm not getting minerals out of this. I'm getting robots out of this. This actually works fine. So, yeah, let's start with this. Now we can pop this for quite a bit of money here in the early game. This makes robots, because robots can make goods. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. The robot makes the food. And once we get this going, it's biomass in and then goods in, and that's our three-way world. We don't actually have to do that at all. And we need to get some water over here to get this to produce, which could happen. That could totally occur. We have a ton of asteroids around, but none of them are actually close enough to any of the things we have to make us any money. That's all right. There's only 1 month left in the year. I'm kind of hoping we'll find a world where we can just have robots generate water. It's an ice ball, not an Arctic. And I'm out of money again already. That's all the time it takes. These are a lot of it's a lot of really long slipways is a big part of that, but still it feels extremely bad. Okay, well that is maybe a source of money. I do not have $3. Damn it. And yeah, we just have to. That sucks tremendously. Get $32 is locked behind making the important thing happen. So, I mean, I would love to do the rebuild here, but we are never going to be able to do that. Right? When would we have the money? Yeah, let's just go ahead and take the money. Okay. So where do we want to either make water for this or make robots somewhere else? Because that's what's got to happen. We could... Nope, cannot, in fact. It doesn't look like... I mean, there's a place around here to feed water in, but then we have to feed the robots out somewhere. But that is actually it. This is the only planet around that can accept robots for anything other than making goods, and it's the only source of water we have around here too. So I don't really want to make another goods world here. It feels like a waste. But we're never going to level this up otherwise. And unless we can find a source of minerals for this, it's the only way we're going to make any use of this world. So I guess let's go looking for sources of minerals. We did not find any. So we'll never be able to use this world. Well, not never, but we will, not for a very long time, will we be able to use this world for anything other than robots make goods. And I do sort of hate that this is the planet type that produces water off of people instead of off of robots. It feels like you could still have robots tend to a Gaia world, right? They should be good at that. That feels pretty wasteful. It's probably the right thing to do, but it feels wasteful. Maybe the planet just needs to be robots elsewhere. Because, like, we have a primordial world here, so we totally have a loop of planets if we could just get this thing receiving some minerals somehow, which we cannot. This could be a mineral world that creates robots over here. I don't know what it would do that in service of exactly, but aside from, you know, just arbitrarily accomplishing our goals. I mean, it could certainly generate some food in the area, but we don't need food in the area. It would be a pretty bad robot world. If we just made the robots here directly, then food makes the food plus some chips into people. and then what? We have some chips that we don't need, and yeah, it's a pretty rough situation all the way around. There is nowhere, anywhere, to make a play that makes any kind of sense. So if we did do robots to goods here, and we did make this a Gaia world, we could feed people into it from this world to bring back the biomass. Then we have goods waiting for this world once we get it the food that it needs, and we can get it the food that it needs. I think that's going to be my plan. And I mean, like, obviously there's tremendous value in getting your tasks accomplished. So establish 3 more import hubs. We're just about to establish 1. Get 1 more remnant world to successful. So like if we fed water into here, that would happen, but we cannot. That actually can't happen. There's no water anywhere around here. We could try to make, like, obviously I want to unlock Vittori options in the space stations, but I guess it's not super critical. 2 more forge worlds to successful. It's going to require some chips for you, and you're the only forge world we even have settled right now. So actually, all of these tasks are really harsh. Like, really harsh. At least the top one has a really good monetary reward. So yeah, we're not going to be able to turn you into a success, but we might be able to... We might be able to just make some other remnant world successful. I think that's going to happen before we flip 2 forge worlds. Although neither one of them is any good. Alright, we're setting up an import hub type situation over here. And I guess this connection makes this an import hub as well. That totally counts. That is true. We do have the option of doing this. So, can I reach... Okay, yes. So it's Gaia World biomass, right? Like, that's pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, we're definitely not going to be able to actually run all the slipways for that. Or apparently even very many of them. But this does create a second import hub. Oh, right, sorry. Don't make that connection yet. You gotta feed the biomass this way first. Okay, 2 import hubs already. It's not bad. If we had another people world down here, it could feed people into that, and that would be our 3rd import hub right there. If only we had water for this thing. We don't, yeah, we do not have access to Genesis cells this game. And I sure would love to get some more planets upgrading, right? So you still need 1 more export or import on top of everything else. It's a shame the planets around here only produce non-researchable outputs. We could, like, get some minerals going and make a mineral lab around here. That's probably worth doing. But so for the task of making another remnant world successful, I think we're just gonna have to find a new remnant world. It is a shame we got this right after making our previous remnant world successful. It does make things a little bit more awkward. So we have a fair number of them over here. Unfortunately, way too far away from everything that we're currently doing. And that huge expanse of empty space is not helping anybody. This thing's not close enough to impact either of those. Well, then I do believe we're done for the year. So I think we do not have any asteroids that can make us money. And we're totally getting some income, right? It's not... It is non-zero. I was just making sure that we didn't need to use that person in some other way. But no, that seems fine. And then we have a little tiny bit of science income, and we're out of money. Can't even run the rest of the science income over. Okay, 4-point lab. I mean, it's a start. We definitely need to get geo-harvesting. So this is just turn people into money on Earth-like jungle and ocean. Honestly, might be worth pursuing. Like, maybe even right there. Although, alternatively, this could be... Oh, no, wait, that's right. This is not the world where you can use a person to produce... That's swamp. Swamp is different from jungle. And I assume that this is one of those things where we can send in more people and they'll produce a larger quantity of dollars. So, honestly, it might be very good. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let's set it up. So it costs us $10 to set up. Oh, it requires goods and robots after the initial investment. Well, money. I mean, that's $6 a year right there. Obstruction is very annoying. I guess we don't actually have people who can show up here anyway. So if you feed it, if you just feed the world person good, it becomes successful. That's actually pretty interesting. Sending in more people doesn't do anything. But I'm thinking, like, if we did create another people world over here, we could use that to set up goods coming out of this world. We're still not going to be able to send it water, though. I'm just trying to figure out where we're going to get our other prosperous remnant world. So we could do people from here, food and water and goods. And then with this being a water world, it can feed over there. Then we have to get another point of goods off of here somehow, but it might be doable. That might be the most sensible thing. Let's just have a look around over here. Okay, we don't actually see another outlet for the goods, sadly. But I think this is a strong start. So two-way trade. Get this. Get that. That is a third import hub. That gives us a ton of money to continue our work with. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure the next thing we want is geo-harvesting, right? Geo-harvesting helps so much. All right, so I'm just looking for a world that can host people. Wow. Really? Not a single one. Not a single one anywhere in the habitable or in the space that we can reach with Slipways. That's dramatically out of range. That's kind of amazing, honestly. Okay. Let's check over here. Because I could destroy a world if we need to. Nope, they're all out of range. That's also out of range. There's just nowhere for me to put... There's just nowhere for me to put this. And we have to have the export route. Crud. Okay, if we took Lensify instead of geo-harvesting, then I suppose we could just turn one of these worlds into a relay for distributing my goods. But, like, that's expensive. We don't need expensive options. We need things that generate money. Resorts are only, it's Earth-like, ocean, and jungle. Yeah. So this is about as long as that can go. So we're not even really close. Well, we did some good work with this. This was definitely worth doing. So let's see. You need to be connected to more successful planets. We do also need to, keep generating additional trade income. This seems like a pretty obvious thing to do on that front. So you need one more export or import and one more high value connection. And if this world just had another person input, that would do it. But right, there's nothing. There's no there's no worlds anywhere around here. Yeah, wow. I think this is the emptiest part of space we've ever seen before. That is a big, big gap. All right, if we make this a goods world, we would need food and chips on this one. How would we get them? Okay, minerals from here do make chips for that. But then we're never gonna be able to generate the water this needs. Yeah. Get into a position here where leveling up a remnant world is like borderline impossible. Okay, how about this? Frago connects to a remnant world that is configured for minerals. Then we send people from Frago to this world, to Gaia. And then we need one more place for the minerals to go, though, for this to be successful. I mean, one option we do have, out of curiosity, if I did this, okay, that's not out of range. So after we have harvest, that's actually a really good connection. That'll make the water we need. So then it's just like minerals here to goods there. So that we have two sources of minerals going out. We have the water coming in. Yep, that's exactly what it is. We just need harvest. Well, I guess let's set up the basics of it. And then obviously we have to find food for this world, but that's a thing that can happen. We'll get there. So we need, I guess, a little bit more information would be handy. Okay, that gets me the 2 science I need. Enlightenment is not bad, actually. Honestly, I'm not sure what we want to do with that. There's a lot of interesting options there, but I think we definitely take geo-harvesting now. Burn this world so that we can do... Sorry. So that we can do this. Send the water over there. There we go. Successful. 3413. Definitely did not want to wait that long to get that done. These all suck. I guess I'm going to take this. We're about to establish another import hub over here, right? Like, we'll get there. And then 2 more remnant worlds to successful. So, we have one that's kind of close, sort of close. We do not have any others that are, but like we have some remnant worlds in places where they could be used. We can make it happen. Probably. Yeah, all right. I don't necessarily think it's the best, so let's explore over this way, but we may just turn this into an energy producer and use that to deal with the food income necessary for this colony. Oh, I think I had it. There it is. Yeah. And then we have the goods. We desperately need more science than we have. I'm doing this. Import. Hooray. And look at that. We made it prosperous. Think of the points. Okay, you need more stuff to level up. I mean, we could definitely deliver energy to here. It doesn't even level this, though. It still needs another mineral export. So what do we want to do with this? I guess the answer is I do not yet know. We'll get there. Are there any places where we can reasonably easily set up another import hub? This being a chip world would be pretty okay. It chips out to there and then chips up to here. We don't actually have a source of food for this world if we do that, because we can't robot food off of this one. Let's look around for a source of food. Okay, I mean, that's not nothing. We do not, though, have the ability to get biomass to that. Okay. What do you mean it's out of range? Are you gonna need water for this? Okay, so that's a thing that's easy enough to get if we don't need to use this world for food, which sadly we do, in fact, have to do. We could get flexible fabrication eventually and have this produce a robot to send to here for food to do this thing. And you know, honestly, maybe that's the plan. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, we'll just have this sit and not be ideal for a little while. Or we could harvest this, send the goods from here. So that's one of our two. Harvest this, send the goods from here, and figure out some other way to get food across. I don't know what that would be, though. I guess it depends on whether this is a world that can produce food. It is not. So, I mean, I don't need to distribute goods in this way. We can very easily get goods from either of those remnant worlds. So... I mean, Lensify definitely gives us the ability to generate the to bring the food over here, and that would make this world successful as well. Actually, no, it doesn't. There's just like, there's nothing to turn into a relay over here. Yeah, this is just the only way to deliver food to this world. Well, all right. So, let's talk about additional lab, because we are, like, desperate for science. I am not doing well on science at all. We don't really have a lot of good clusters of resources, though. It's going to be hard for us to actually do any research. Yeah, and we definitely need way, way, way more science coming in if we're going to hit the possibility of post-scarcity. So, when this has more population, can maybe use it plus this water. Let's look around for more sources of like resources. It's not looking so good down there. Wow. So there are basically no habitable worlds anywhere. Okay, you know what? We can make a water lab right now. That's not the button. There it is. You can generate water eventually. Yeah, okay. So we'll lay this down in such a way that we can reach that. There we go. And also this world, in case. Not that I think we will necessarily be so lucky. And then we still don't know what we want to do with this energy. So it'd be cool to make this into robots. If we make this a mineral world to produce mineral for robots coming out of here, we can get the robots down here to produce water for that. And then use people from the Earth-like to get water out of this. And then minerals out toward there, and that does resolve our second remnant planet. It does not give this planet a way to have food. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's search for a way to get this planet some food. Well, I mean, there is exactly one. So, robots, food, yeah. I think this is right. Okay, so let's get the task done first. Oh, right. Hold on a second. I don't need the primordial world for this at all. I forgot. This world's already producing water. That's the whole thing we were doing with it. We're definitely going to grab quantum computing immediately. Well, I was going to say, does that change things? Do we want to try to leave this world capable of sending water over to the lab? But I guess we've cut it off. So now we can have this be robots to goods. I was going to make this a mineral world and make that the robot world. That's right. Would I rather have it this way? Probably. I'm sure we'll find a use for these goods. Right now, I'm just trying to make that happen. Okay, and now we need, like, import hubs. So, if we know we're planning on doing that, we can make this happen. There's an import hub. I don't think I want extreme miniaturization. So, people or water would be a good input for you. We're not going to have goods for this world for a little while. Definitely doing a real, a real long and weird circuit over here. So import hubs, right? Where are we going to import hub? Ah, that's a shame. Thought I could slip by there. Where else are we going to send in more people? So you're receiving 2. I guess it doesn't matter because there's nowhere out here to generate more. Yep, and that's out of range. We know that because we had wanted to run that route earlier. Okay, if I had another person income for here, this could become an import hub. And then we would just need one more. I'm gonna really quickly do this. So I'm debating just using the energy here to feed that, but if we do that right away, it does make things a little bit awkward. Because then we'll never be able to feed people into this, right? The energy will completely replace the people need, which is a thing we've seen happen multiple times before. So we would want to feed people out first. Okay, all right. I guess this is safe to do then. That's a real shame. That's such a perfect connection. This can become an import hub pretty easily, actually. Right, if we sent it robots from here, plus, I mean, we could feed it energy that's... Maybe we could feed it energy? No, actually. The range is too great. And where else am I going to get third inputs? So you're already receiving all the inputs you're ever going to receive. Same with you. Oh, you're already an import hub as well, so sort of irrelevant. You are currently... Okay, we could make this a water world. I had backed off of that, but it's still totally viable, right? Let's definitely grab even more science. And then we need one more to quiet this quest. So, food, robots, food. Okay, actually, this one totally works. So people make robots. Robots make food. And then robots also make goods. There it is. And we are intentionally not spending any science in case the Vittori had given us a quest to get technologies researched. Wouldn't that have been nice? Get one more remnant to prosperous. We're probably not that far off. And then 2 forge worlds to successful. Okay, you're very close to prosperous. Do we have another big ocean world that's close? No, in fact, we don't have another ocean world at all. So that is going to complicate things a little bit on this task. Or, sorry, on this task. I think we are taking these two. So I'm pretty sure we wanted to grab flexible fabrication, right? We have a number of places where flexible fabrication is very valuable. We're also producing no money, which is a real issue. Hey, look, we got our ocean world to prosperous. It's a shame there's no other ocean worlds around. I mean, we could have started working on this one, I guess, but it would have been a while. So we need to get a remnant planet, and we need to get one more forge world flipped over, because we flipped one immediately. So where is the forge world that is closest to a flip? That one's one import, one export off. That one's a single import, but it's one that can never happen. Well, you know, without some, like, time shenanigans. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make that one work. Maybe it's you? So if I made you something that takes in... Are we studying robots right now? Do we have a robot lab? We do not. Okay. If I make this a robot world, we feed it mineral plus fake mineral, or even real mineral. And then we just find one place for the robots to go. Plus, we feed one point of robots into a lab that runs from these two worlds. That'll help this thing get to prosperous because it has another payout, although... Okay, we actually can reach it with water. Let's do that. Let's set up a robot lab. Really? I don't have $3? Man. Stupid video game money. It's as bad as real money. I will say it looks decreasingly like we're going to have any hope of getting a prosperous or a legendary world. So then we just need to send out robots to one more place, and that's our second successful Forge world. So I mean, we're certainly going to make it to post-scarcity, but I don't think we're going to be able to actually rig it up anywhere. All right, $22. I mean, there's not really any two ways about it, right? This is the only thing that it can be. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, did I go... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right, we have to harvest a little bit. Hold on a second. I'm destroying asteroids. I like completely spaced on the fact that we have harvest. Why am I destroying asteroids? I see. We were at the doorstep of a new empire size. So yeah, I don't really want to found a new world. I did destroy this asteroid, but it wasn't for money. It was for love. All right, so we are in a desperate situation here, cash-wise. Very helpful. Okay. Is there something that we need to get before we get post-scarcity? I mean, obviously, hyperdrives are hugely helpful. Transpose might be good. We also have to get a remnant planet to prosperous. So, like, where are we close? This one needs 2 more imports or exports. Buying the project on this that makes goods would allow us to, at least, it would create one more export. But at the same time, like, it doesn't really... Yeah, it's insufficient, is what it is. So we definitely want to buy this project here. Now, this one has the correct number of exports, and it just needs the worlds around it to wake up a little bit. There's nowhere else that we're really able to connect it to. If we only had another point of population in here, this is something that we've wanted very badly for a very long time. And there is just no way to get it. And none of these wonderful innovations really help. You know, this is actually not bad here. Right, it would let me do that connection, which gives both of these two worlds another successful neighbor. Is there any place else around here where that would be a big deal? I assume that, you know, humans sent to the robot lab will still function as researchers, not as research material. And I'm looking around here and thinking that, like, because of the way that everything is so extremely spaced out, it doesn't even help us to... it doesn't even help us to get the hyper lanes, right? Like, we can't do anything with hyperdrive. If this world just had chip income, and then we build the project here and send the goods on this out to there, that makes this colossal world successful. Can we make chip income here? Not really. In fact, no, not at all. We can make chip income over here. This is a place where hyperdrive could get useful. Yeah, we're just never going to be able to get you water, so you will never become successful. Or, prosperous. Prosperous is the bar. You know, there's something to be said for slipstream relays, I suppose. As expensive as they are in both time and money. If we picked up transpose, it would allow me to, like, swap this mineral world over to here, and then we could do minerals to chips to there, and then do the project, and that would make this prosperous. We will certainly still have time to make the post-scarcity happen, but we won't have time to buy another big tech after that. And I think we have to pick up hyperdrives if we want to have any chance of making this work, right? Because as things stand right now, we don't have any worlds with 6 import routes, and we're not going to get to any worlds with 6 import routes. We need to be able to move things around in a different way. So you still need chips. God, the actual answer here is we need all of them. In order to have any chance, we need transpose plus hyperdrive plus slipstream relay. And that cannot happen. So we're going to get 3 more years, which is 72 more research. That's 154 total research points. So that gets us this plus slipstream relays plus... It does get us hyperdrive. All right, let's take relays right now, because we do have some immediate uses for them, and we're gonna have to just keep devouring planets. That's critically important. Fortunately, we have a lot of garbage worlds to devour. We don't have to feel bad about that at all. So now you need one more import or export and one more friendly world. So robots here does the job. You need to trade with a world that is successful, so you need chips. Or we need to get a person or water in here, which we definitely cannot do. Yeah, there's no place where we can connect another world to this for more success. So there's definitely no way to generate chips out here. Okay, that's interesting. We just don't have a way of getting minerals to that. Like, this is way the hell out here. Okay, well. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So I want to burn another world to make sure we don't go broke and lose the game, which is a thing that can happen apparently. That world could go. Okay, yep, we are going to need another relay. Is this a responsible way to run a galaxy? I don't know. Oh, is that... Are we at the end of another year already? Damn. Okay, there's our prosperous remnant planet. I can't imagine we're going to want to do it. Yeah, these tasks. No, thank you. You know what? Establish a lab studying chips and get it to 6 science is not actually all that hard. Because person plus chip is 5 science already. So... maybe? And that's 19 legacy points. That's fairly serious. Is there a way for us to reasonably do that? This could also be a chip world. So we would need a source of people. We have one researcher there. Can I? No, not even kind of. I was gonna try to see if we could get people from here to there in a single relay. Yeah, that's tough. Trying to see if there's another place where we can generate the chips necessary. It's like right here, the lab would have to be internal in a way that does not work. You know, okay. What if... I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to use this person plus this chip, because that would do it. I mean, there is like this and then just run a really long string of relays around the outside. It is 19 legacy points. That's almost 2,000 stars, right? Or no, almost 1,000 stars, because each legacy point is 50 stars. It's hard to argue with. Can we make that easier with hyperdrive or something? Not really. right? Because we need the only place we could do a hyper jump in that is from this planet. It's not going to reach anywhere. All right, I'm doing it. I'm taking it. Lab. All right, this is as far out as that can go. And like, remember, this is high value too because it's a couple of percentage points of unemployment that we're losing. Fortunately, we have a huge number of worlds that we can trivially destroy. So taking any... There's no technology to take at this point that will actually be very helpful, right? Yeah, we can only transpose uncolonized planets, which doesn't help much with the... Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing for it, really. Stop that. It's this one. And then we do have to destroy a world again, so as not to go bankrupt. This is such a silly way to be spending my time. Alright, can we... Nope, that angle's never going to negotiate. This is so time expensive. Yeah, we're going to need to blow up at least one or two more. This one. Okay. What a good use of my time. Hooray! And now we're out of, I believe it is in fact the case that the only action I'm allowed to take at this point is destroy a world, or else we will lose the game. So... I'm gonna buy it. we should get manufactured luxury, right? Like, at least one of our Forge worlds is prosperous, I think. Or not, actually, maybe not. Nope. This game got away from me a little bit. This one did not go that well, and I got like very excited about this thing. So I did not make the luxury, the legendary world happen. But like I said, it was 950 stars. There's a pretty good chance that the luxury world trying to figure out a luxury world would not have been much easier than this, and it would have been fewer points. So they kind of set me up to fail my objective on that one. But yeah, we do not in fact have a legendary Forge world, so manufactured luxury does nothing. You know, I could have taken sleep replacement earlier on, and that could have saved us a month or two maybe that we could have used to do something. So let's see. We could set up a hyperdrive. It wouldn't be enough to get you flipped over, nor you. It's possible... Oh, no, it's not. I was going to say it's possible that taking hyperdrive and doing one hyperjump somewhere will get us to prosperous, but no. Again, it actually is like 100% necessary that we destroy a planet. So, yeah, disappointing. And I'm going to also take cybernetic bodies. Robots for everybody. Oh, hey, that was cool. Didn't change anything, but... yeah, so destroy a planet, this one. Yeah, I've been happier with scores. That was not very good. Tough is, no joke, tough. And while harvesting does give you the ability to get out from under the tight monetary shackles, it doesn't really, like... There, I was spending so much time harvesting that it was creating new time pressure, new levels of time pressure. And I was not focused enough on making sure our individual planets were good. I kind of did the opposite of the thing I said I was going to do, where we were going to get, like, maximized points per planet. We only have 3 prosperous worlds this time. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that the ideas I had were invalid, but I do think that I did not even attempt to apply them in any way here. We did get to 92 legacy points, which is cool, but thumbs down. Thumbs down to SB on sticking to the assignment. If I had a nickel for every time I saw a teacher write that on one of my papers. That's going to be it for us for today. Oops. When you come back next time tomorrow, I'm gonna do the actual job like I said. Probably, I think. And we'll see you then.